going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. Let's fire it up. First up is B. Breaker. Do you think we'll see a return of any of the veterans we haven't re-signed, or signed elsewhere? Akers, Dalton Reisner, Hottie Ward. So I think there's a possibility. All right. So offensively, I don't know. Like Cam Akers beat out Ty Chandler last year. Take over as running back 2. Akers, as of right now, hasn't signed anywhere else, and I think that he is a great all-around third down back, 3-down back. He can catch, he can block, he can run, he can do all that stuff, right? Offensive line-wise, they haven't given out Dalton Reisner's number 66, which could mean nothing, could mean something. So I think that the second-team O-line, it's going to be a competition. School, Brandel, Jurgens, Bird, Rouse, like Logan Brown gets in there as well, Joe Huber. So I think it could be a spot, too, where Brandel, if he doesn't win a starting spot, which he won't, Jackson's going to start. I wonder if it's a pay cut or cut situation, and it is tough on the ego to go from starter to bench, especially after you sign a contract. So maybe it's a spot where they cut Brandel, even though he does have like $1.6 million guaranteed on his contract. It could offset if he signs somewhere else, and then maybe they bring back Reisner, which that's been Reisner's MO, just sign somewhere in training camp. That's what it is, man. Defensively, I love me some Hottie Ward. Frankly, he was really underrated in his role last year as an all-purpose defensive lineman, but now with Allen Hargrave, TID, Redmond back, LDR year 2, I think that he's the guy that probably just doesn't have a spot. I mean, maybe it's a thing where Hottie doesn't sign somewhere and knocking on all the wood. Hopefully not. If there's some attrition, maybe he comes back. Who knows? But Hottie Ward was fun last year. Yeah. Next, ACM for all. Prediction for a year 2 breakout player during camp. I want LDR to forge a spot on this rooster so bad. Absolutely. Like Levi, Drake Rodriguez, didn't really get the time of day last year, but I think that he could make some hay. The Vikings are deep along the defensive line, specifically at 3-tech, as the Vikings when they go even or odd front, and probably going to go a little bit more even in terms of passing downs. But Allen Hargrave, Redmond all can play the 3-tech with a plum. Elijah Williams at UDFA this year made the 90-man rooster as a tryout. I think he could be interesting, but LDR's just got the heart, man. He just got that heart. The coaches love him. He's a player that they targeted specifically late in the draft 2 years ago, and I think that he could be something this year. Just somehow, some way, he's going to find himself a role and go from there. Next up, Matt Classy. My main question is how Darrisaw is doing. So Kevin Collins talked about how ideally he's going to be 100% for training camp. He is at OTAs as it's 100% participation, working on the side fields, but he is out there. He is doing drills. He is looking good, and by all accounts, he seems to be ahead of schedule. So knocking on all the wood. Bring him back when he's 100%, and ideally he would get some run in training camp, getting some chemistry going with Donovan Jackson is going to be to his right at left guard. But Darrisaw, once he's back, he's one of the best left tackles in the game. And also, things definitely went a little sideways last year. With Brandel left guard, and then also Cam Robinson fought the good fight, but he's not Christian Darrisaw. All right. Next, Mateo Beach. How is the Metellus situation going to impact the future of the Vikings, particularly if he decides to hold out at this time? So he's not holding out; he is holding in, reportedly, allegedly. Right. So I don't think it'll be an issue. I think the Vikings. They understand that Metellus is underpaid, and he is on a contract here. He's a team leader. It's extremely important for this defense going forward. He is still scratching the surface on his prime. So I don't think he'll be a distraction. I don't think he'll be an issue. I think the Vikings, as a locker room, the unwritten rules, you don't talk about another player's money because you don't want them talking about yours. But you guys get taken care of, and that's the culture that Kevin Collins Kwesi have established. That, hey, you take care of your business in-house, and we'll take care of you. That's what's going to happen. So Metellus will be taken care of. Wouldn't be shocked if it's a start of training camp type thing where Spielman did this, Kwesi does this too. Announcing a extension of a fan favorite player to start training camp. It's always a good way to start with good vibes. All right. Next, John Matthew. If the conspiracies of Kurt getting traded to the Vikings are true, if he ends up starting for whatever reason, I don't want to think of a world like that. Do you think the Vikings could be a contender with Kirk Cousins under center? I think that, knocking on all the wood, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. But if Kirk Cousins is on this team, I think the Vikings will still be contenders, because even though his Achilles was pulled pork last year, he's another year removed, and even though he doesn't have that same zip, whether it's age, whether it's attrition, whether it's the Achilles, or any other A's, I think that he could operate, given the familiarity of the offense and the weapons. Plus, this would be the best offensive line that he's ever worked with, and probably the best running game he's had outside of Prime Dalvin for a stretch. And also obviously the best defense. Just kidding. But I think the Vikings will be fine. They will be fine. But don't put that evil on me. That's it. But that's it. Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.